Oh, there we go. That's a sweet spot. So I got that big behemoth machete finished and delivered to the customer last Friday. I can't remember now. Anyway, it was last week. And he gave me 2 more knives to sharpen. And I got those completed and delivered those to him today. And he gave me a couple more knives to hit, which I have already finished. Since that big machete was such a job, I kind of documented it fairly thoroughly. The 2 knives he gave me last week, one was an old Solingen, anyway, a German fixed blade knife. Blade was probably about 4.5, maybe 5 inches long. Had a stag handle on it, and it had seen a lot of abuse over its lifetime. It looked like a fairly old knife. I believe he said he picked that up at a yard sale or a flea market or some such. I got a good edge on it for sure. It wasn't aesthetically pleasing to me anyway, because down towards the hilt of the knife it still had pretty good amount of blade left, but as you went forward, the curve in the blade had sort of over the years of being sharpened and used had kind of become a triangle more than a curve. As with this knife, you can see it's still, given that it still has its curve, was able to establish a nice symmetrical angle all along its full length. And this is also this is a Olsen knife, Solingen, Germany. And the blade on the other German knife he had last week was patinaed pretty much like this blade. This is crazy sharp. Not sure what kind of steel Solingen steel is, but I would guess high carbon. It looks similar to like a case knife that would be this old and exposed to the elements. But man, does it take an edge. And the other blade that he gave me to work on is this deal here. Apparently is an old knife. I forget what he said the story was on this one. I think both of these belong to, I think he said had belonged to family members in the past. This is a Western, Boulder, Colorado. Again, it looks like high carbon steel. And again, we were able to establish a pretty symmetrical, nice edge on that. And it's, yeah, that'll work. So I got these this afternoon, worked on them tonight, and we'll be delivering them tomorrow afternoon. But the other knife that I did last weekend was a mossy oak Bowie that had a, I think it had a 10-inch blade on it. It turned out probably, I'd have to say, close to the sharpest blade that I've done yet. It'll be interesting to see how that blade holds an edge. It took some effort to get the edge on it, so I'd say the steel was fairly hard, but whether or not that steel will roll over under use. I did a little research, I don't know, a few weeks ago about ideal angle for a knife. And you know, there's a school of thought like chef knives, paring knives and things, 15 to 18 degrees, somewhere around there. I saw this old YouTube video from probably 5 or 6 years ago where I think the Edge Pro company had posted it up there. And they had determined over their years of sharpening experience that 21 degrees seemed to be the ideal angle for pretty much any kind of knife. And so I've adopted that angle. I was going with 22 degrees on my personal steel. I had to tweak my Gerber and my Kershaw the other night, and so I adjusted it to 21 degrees. That turned out really, really nice. And it actually, although at 22 degrees it was plenty sharp, at 21 degrees being just that 1 degree flatter does seem to make a difference. It didn't take as much effort to get the edge on here, and it looks a little cleaner, and man, is it sharp. It gets the job done. Check that out. Why have a knife if it can't be sharp? Alright, I guess that'll be about enough at the Stone on Steel studio. Hope everybody has enjoyed the Stone on Steel video series, I guess. Probably try to take these and put them in a playlist that you can go check out. Can't think of anything else to talk about. Knives, knives, and more knives. We got knives. Come on down and get your knives. I think we're done. We've run out of material. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs up. We thank you for watching, and please tune in again. Off.